Hello, and thank you so much for joining us today for the first in our fall Take and Make craft series. My name is Stephanie. I'm going to be showing you today how to make candle holders. We're going to be using tissue paper and Mod Podge to create a sort of a stained glass effect. Now, if you took one of our kits that were available for curbside pickup, we will have provided you with nearly everything that you will need to do this craft. The only thing that you will need to provide at home is going to be a pair of scissors. If you are just joining us and you didn't grab one of our Take and Make kits, you can still participate in this craft. All you will need is a glass jar, some tissue paper, a little bit of Mod Podge, pair of scissors, of course, a little sponge brush, and a tea light. So now the first step in this craft is going to be to cut up your tissue paper into smaller pieces. You can do whatever shape or size or color combination that you want. I've already cut some up here. So I've got some little pastel colored triangles here that I'm going to be using on this one. So the first, I'm sorry, not the first, but the second step after you've cut up your tissue paper is going to be to take a little bit of Mod Podge on your little brush here, and you're going to smooth it over a section of your glass jar. So after you've done that, you're going to take a little piece of tissue paper, put it over where you've applied the Mod Podge, and then smooth it out. Make sure that there are no little wrinkles or bubbles in there. So just use your fingers to run it over that piece of tissue paper, kind of from the middle section out, to smooth it out there. And it is up to you. I've seen some of these where people have overlapped their tissue paper, some where they just kind of line it up perfectly, and others where they leave little gaps on the glass where there is not any tissue paper at all, and you get a little bit of that light peeking through unobstructed. So it's entirely up to you what kind of color combination or effect you want to go for in that regard. Now, I'm not going to do this whole jar with the camera on me. I think that'll get a little bit boring. So what we're going to do is we're going to move on to the next step. So after you've put your tissue paper on that glass, you want to let it dry completely. That's probably going to take about 20 to 30 minutes. Once it's completely dry and you've got it covered with your tissue paper here, you want to do another layer of Mod Podge over the entire tissue paper covered section of the jar. So you're just going to dip it in here, put a thin layer along the outside. You may want to sort of smooth it out a little bit again with your finger if you see some lines or streaks in the Mod Podge. And the Mod Podge that we have supplied for this craft is a satin effect, so it's going to be a little bit shiny. But there are, if you're providing your own Mod Podge, there are different finishes for it. Okay. So once you have finished covering all of the tissue paper in a layer of the Mod Podge, again, you want to let it dry completely. So again, another 20 to 30 minutes. And then after that, you're pretty much done. All you need to do is take your tea light. Now, the ones that we have provided for this particular craft are LED tea lights. But depending on the size of your particular jar, you may be able to use an actual tea light. You just might need to be careful lighting it. And again, if you have one of our craft kits and you have these LED tea lights, there's not a switch on the bottom. You actually turn the flame. So you're gonna go clockwise to turn the flame on, counterclockwise to turn it off. Thank you so much for joining us for today's candle holder craft. I would love to see your finished product, so please feel free to share photos of your candle holder in the comments. We will be announcing next month's Take and Make craft soon, but in the meantime, stay safe, stay healthy, and hopefully we'll see you next month for our Take and Make craft. Bye.